Welcome back to Stationeers, and I think it's time to get some food production going in our little starter base. I've moved that tank back over behind there so we can get some more fumes or gases from our arc furnace. Everything else is pretty much the same. I haven't done too much in the episodes other than get some more materials, some more ores, and put them in there. So if we pop inside now, let's see what our atmosphere is like in here. Let's cancel our pressurization, it's faster going in. Okay, so we're at around 15 degrees. I want more than that, so I'm going to turn on the wall heater. And we're going to get it up above 20, 22, 23, something like that before we start. Just as a recap for the last episode, we've got pollutant in that tank, which is forming a heat exchanger with this. Still would prefer this to be 2 blocks wide and have an input and an output to have a convection effect going rather than just a single pipe, but that's just me. We've got a heater here. We can use this to pull in atmosphere. I did get a good comment from someone saying that if I put this on the outside and a passive vent on the inside, it's much more efficient at or much more powerful at pushing atmosphere into here and control it with a button on the inside. I'm not going to worry about it for now because I've got this bay pressurized, but that is a good tip. If indeed it works, I've not tried it myself, but that looks good. Let's close this locker. Okay, so I've moved our H2O tank in here, a water tank, and it has, yeah, we have a fair amount of water in there. That's enough to get going with. As you can see, it's at 4 degrees all the way through here now. Pretty nice. So I don't have to make an excuse that it is ice in that pipe. It is actually water, hopefully. Quite cool water. And we're now warming up to a reasonable temperature. However, once I start planting in here and we can make more of these trays, the heat's going to go up, the pressure may go up. It should exchange CO2 to O2. I wouldn't expect the pressure to change, but certainly the heat will change, and certainly the ratio of the gases in this room. So we will have to extract the O2 from here somewhere. I haven't decided where I'm going to put that just yet, but I will put it somewhere, maybe in this corner. It seems reasonable. There's no power to that corner though, so I may have to put it here for now. That may do the job as well, because we have a power rail running on the outside and here on the inside, so that's going to be good. However, even once we've grown some crops, we can't just chow down on some, well, I guess we could chow down on some wheat. I'm not sure about you guys, but I wouldn't consider that particularly palatable. So we're going to need to process that somehow and cook it, and there's a few blocks in the game that we use to do that. The microwave cooks food, but in order to get the ingredients for that, you need a reagent processor, and both of those need a bench. We can't make some of those things just yet. Let me just... do I leave that on? 18 degrees. Let me just see what effect the sun has while it's going through the day, while we go and build the other bits and pieces. Let's just close you. We're not going to cancel it this time. We want to retain as much of the atmosphere as we can. And now we're going to build a fabricator. Now, a fabricator is a much bigger unit than these sort of dedicated sort of crafting benches, if you like. One that's a lathe, a really odd lathe, but it's a lathe. And here we have a computer. We need to control a fabricator by computer. We can't just have these. There's no buttons on it to actually do any of this stuff, so we need to have that running. And I think I will put it around here for now. So if we have a computer in sort of here, that will do. And let's open the front, and we get a motherboard manufacturing. Put that in. That's if I remember correctly, anyway. And then we need the fabricator itself. Now the fabricator is really expensive. It's a full, stack of iron and 20 copper, 5 gold. We will set it going. That's going to take a while, isn't it? Yeah. Let me go and sort out the cabling while that actually crafts. Let's just grab you. And then I think we're going to want... Do we want both of these? Then we may need the data port connected. Yeah, it seems reasonable to expect we do. So we're going to need both. Whoops. Not like that. Thank you. Like that. What was that that actually opened then? Is that my door? It shouldn't flicker the airlock, certainly, so it can only be this door, I imagine? In any case, I'll take more notice next time. And let's just move our oxygen tank out of the way somewhere. Let's just put it over here. There we go. Just in case I do need it. What was my oxygen like? It's 6,000 at the moment. I did refill once from it because we've not got our plants supplying it yet. So if you do, just put your tank in that port right there and you'll be fine. And now let's make sure your power on. Currently flashing an error. Fabricator control. Presumably because it can't connect to a fabricator yet. Is this finished? Did it reset the recipe because I... Ooh, interesting. Yeah, it did reset the recipe because I... That's slightly annoying as well. That's similar to the airlock. I don't like it that they do this whenever I connect a new piece of cable to the network. I must remember that in future, and I think I'm going to make sure I put a power controller, or maybe even move that power controller like here, something like that, so that it doesn't do this. But yeah, it should be fairly rare in that the fabricator takes probably the longest time I know of to actually make, but otherwise we're fine. So we've got a computer. Let's cut forward to when the fabricator finishes. Okay, here we go. We've got a fabricator, and this is going to be huge. So wherever we put it, do remember it's actually 3 tall. By comparison, it's tempting to put it there and make it the same size as these crafting stations. It's not. It's 1 taller than that. So just keep that one in mind. And it's huge. Okay, so it's going to output stuff to the right, and we have to connect things accordingly. I'm going to rotate that, I think. Yeah, I'm going to rotate it just so that I can connect this with the power. There we go. That's pretty cool. And then, obviously, we minimize the amount of power there, so let's just put a corner in. 2 straight, and then a junction. Okay, now will you work? It looks like you will. So we got a fabricator available, and we can choose to create a crafting job. In our case, we want a few things. We want a microwave, that much is for certain, and a reagent processor. Is there a kit furniture in here? You know, it'd be nice if there was a search feature. No, I want a search feature. I want a kit furniture if there is one. There it is. And then I also want something else. I want a microwave. And I want a reagent processor. And now I need to load this with stuff, don't I? So let's just grab all of our stuff out of here. What have we got left? And we can dump that into here. May need steel for some of these, but well, let's just see if it'll make. Have you started? Oh, we need to turn you on. There you go. So it's going to need more iron for more than 1, I assume. Let's just see. That's going to stop if it doesn't have enough. Okay, that clearly has enough. Has enough for a microwave, and then will it have enough for a reagent processor? We'll see. The stuff just pops out the other end, but I do like the kind of effect on the inside as it's making things. There we go. Let's just get a bit closer so you can see that, hopefully. There we go. It's 3D printing everything. By magic. Whoops. Ah. No, I want to pick this thing up. There we go. Just to tell us where we... Oh, pick it up. Where we put this, I'm going to probably want to put it on the inside of here, though. Well, we don't have to, I guess. We could put it outside, but it makes sense to put it in our food bay. So why not? Let's just get in here. Cancel the pressurization. I think we're up to 20 odd degrees now. Yeah, just over 20 degrees. We can switch this on a little bit more if you want a bit more heat. And then I've got to choose where to put this, and I'm not going to power rail anywhere else other than over here. So I guess I will maybe move this heater. Yeah, let's just turn this off. It has no other connections, so there's no real problem doing this once you find the right tool. And let's just rotate you to here, I guess. In fact, let's put you right in the corner. And just cut this cable. I know all of our electronics just went out, but that shouldn't be for very long. You all back up and working. So the current temperature is 294. It's going to kick on at 298, which it isn't at the moment. That's good. We got 20.9 degrees. So let's just put this. That's a chair. We don't want a chair. Control chair. Kind of cool, but we don't need a control chair. We actually want a bench. Those are the only options. The power connections for those seem a little odd in that the front of the bench is there. That's where everything's facing, but we have to plug it to the front and not the back. Devs, it would be kind of nice to have that nice and clean by putting them at the back, but I guess I can do without that for now. Let's just put it in place, and then we'll just run cables. I don't think we need the data port on this, but I guess we can just put corners in for now. And just one more. And again, we'll have to cut this section. There we go. Yeah. Really don't like it when that happens. However, we have a bench that's powered. So we can then put other things on top of the bench, like, for example, the reagent connect processor. I think we're going to need a tool to attach it. There we go. And presumably we can also put the microwave on the same bench. Again, with the same tools. Where's my tools gone? Ah, there it is. Alright, so bench is on. Okay, they are connected. Just that this one maybe won't do anything until let's close the microwave. Won't do anything until I load it with something, which yeah, it is connected. That's fine. Okay, so then we just have to put some plants in place. Now there are a few plants that we can actually possibly put in here. I think there's ferns for oxygen generation. And there's also the regular kind of crops. So I think we're going to start off by reproducing the cereal bars we get given. I think I've got a few left, but having more than just the ones we initially get is good, which means we need wheat first of all. So let's go and grab at least one piece of wheat, and it's only going to grow during the day because it needs sunlight. But that means I'm just going to need to go and make more of those hydroponics trays, which shouldn't be terrible. So we've got corn, we've got wheat, we've got potato, eggs. I'm not going to touch eggs for now. Soybeans and ferns. Okay, so let's take the wheat, shall we? And let's head inside. Hopefully these won't perish. Cancel pressurization. And I guess we plant one wheat. Okay, so it has no sunlight, but it's not coming up with any other error conditions. You will get them if you've planted things wrong. If it doesn't have carbon dioxide to breathe, essentially. If it doesn't have water, if it doesn't have the right pressure, one temperature, it's going to have problems. But in this case, it looks to be fine. Good. So now I can go and make more of those hydroponics trays. Okay, here we are. We're in the room, and the first crop has grown. This has been 3/4 of one day. This is not multiple days here, so I can harvest the wheat, and I guess I can duplicate it. There we go. And we can harvest that one, and then So put it back in. Did I just eat it? I may have just eaten it. Yeah, in any case, we can chow down on wheat. I may not want to actually do that. I will wait for the next crop, I guess, before doing that. I just got some floor gratings here just to give you an idea of the kind of floor gratings we can put in. There are some new ones since I last played. I'm not quite sure which ones I like. I kind of like the original ones. So yeah, I'm going to put these in. And I think there's sort of some other flooring as well. These are kind of nice in that they hide, you know, this as much as possible, and they look flat on top, unlike the others. Yeah, but that is straightforward now. And then we can put some more trays in. There we go. And obviously you can fit quite a lot in just one line. I think that's what people were saying. They're saying, hey, that's way too big of a hydroponics bay. Yes, technically it is. But you know, we can always expand other things in here as well. It doesn't have to be just hydroponics. You can see this is now kicking on to try and cool the room down as soon as this detects that it's over 298, or as soon as this block is over 298. So this side of the room is slightly cooler than 25, and this one is slightly over 25. It's being generated from the plants, obviously. Let me just harvest you and replant both of you, shall we? Now, at some point, unfortunately, this may produce more heat than our system can actually get rid of. So I am going to try and measure the point at which we've got that problem. However, in the meantime, we can have a look here at what our atmosphere is like. Now, our atmosphere started around 3% O2. It's now up to 10% O2. So 11 moles, and I'm not sure if you'll see it on screen. It depends how fast it is. Sorry if you can hear the sirens in the background, by the way. The police are deciding to head somewhere. So yeah, we've got 11 moles versus 97 moles. As this goes on, those are going to shift around. So we're going to want to capture that O2 somehow. There you go, 12 moles now. And it's still 97 moles of CO2, but that should drop down soon as well. So we are getting a system that's converting our CO2 to O2. But of course, it's now sunset. So that will pretty much, that stops the growth for one day. However, we have got 5 weeks going. And I've still got 2 in my backpack. I'm just wondering if we can actually store it. I assume we can store it in here just fine. It is, after all, not vacuum out here, so shouldn't be any danger other than if the system can't keep up. And this is, consider it's not on permanently, that's a good sign. It's a good sign that it can actually keep up, at least so far. To make it a little bit better, we can obviously get rid of the heat from radiators. People were saying also, by the way, in the comments, that it doesn't much matter what temperature this is. Even if this was radically much hotter than it is right now, it'd still be fine. And let's just look at the pipe network, not the world. See, it's 64 degrees. Apparently it doesn't matter. But I'm going to put some more radiators up there anyway, because I think I want that to be... I think I want that to be as good as possible as getting rid of that heat. I assume there's going to be some efficiency trade-off with this over time. If there isn't right now, there really should be, because the temperature differential should be the thing that matters, I think, between the internal and the external as far as how well any kind of air conditioning unit will work. So once we have enough wheat, then we should be able to just drop it into the reagent processor, and then that's going to produce as flour, I think. And then we can use that in the microwave to make, hopefully, a cereal bar. Yeah, that's my hope. But of course, we'll have to wait another day while our wheat crop grows a little bit. Okay, so while it's night time, we may as well go and see if we can try and... Where's my pipes gone? Ah, there they go. We're rolling off. Silly cylindrical things. We can put an air conditioner. I just grabbed the one from our setup down there up here. And what we're going to be doing is outputting, I guess, towards the... Well, yeah. I guess sort of this way, because the output will be towards the back there, I think. The oxygen output will be towards the back, I should say. And then the return should be here, the waste. So if we just grab... That's an air conditioner. Why did I put an air conditioner down? Nope, we don't want an air conditioner. Filtration, there we go. Same connections, though. So let's put a oxygen filter in there. So oxygen should come out the back. We can put a pipe. Let's rotate that to be a corner. Yep. And then this should continue to be CO2. So we can again change that here. And this can go straight back into the room. There's no need to do anything special with that, I don't think. Can we actually get through into the room without depressurizing this thing? Now, is that because of the... is that because of this power? Or is it because of another reason? Let's just quickly disconnect the power, I guess. It's coming daytime again, and just reroute it. In fact, let's reroute it now. Before we do that, let's put that stuff in my backpack. And let's just put them across here, because it should... there's no problem with putting cables through straight sections of pipe, and it's just going to be straight sections of pipe here, so we don't need to worry. That's enough. And yeah, we'll figure it out otherwise. Let's just... got enough room there. Put a curve in. Same thing here. And then we can just cut this section and this section. And it's coming daytime again, so the plants are going to start growing. In fact, we don't even need the junction. I'll clean that up shortly. But yeah, everything's going to object because I'm disconnecting power sections. But that will do. Now will you accept this? If I just put you going downwards, you will. Good. So if I put both of those across there, then we can go straight sections. Good. And then I'm going to want to reconnect everything here. So let's just grab you. And we don't need the data port, of course. We just need the power port, I think. Well, at least I'm not going to need it for a while, if anything. Alright, so that should be powered up, or could be powered up. We do need some vents on the inside, however, but that I think I've got some in my backpack. Yeah, I've got a couple of passive vents. I think the air conditioner, or the air conditioner, the filtration system is just going to be able to pull directly, so let's give that a go. What I probably want to do at some point is have a remote display for this gas sensor pressure, and then maybe put another one in for temperature. But you know, well, we can get them from both from the same gas sensor. We just want two displays, however, though, to show them off on the outside, just so that I can monitor to make sure things aren't going wrong. So we can put one there, I guess, and one there, and it should push-pull through those, I would assume. Let's give this a go. Straight section, straight section. And the only downside, oh, I'm going to have to correct that. This needs to be corrected. Straight section. Yep, is that it's going to steadily decrease the pressure in here, because it's going to be filtering out O2 up there and pushing it out the back, and inside here it should stay CO2, which is good. It's exactly what we want. Nothing's happening just yet, but if you have a look, you can see now we're up to 29 moles of CO2. Sorry, of O2, and CO2 is 79. So if I immediately turn that machine on, it may well depressurize this room. So we need to have some sort of continual pressure. I think what I want to do is have some kind of pressure regulator in here to keep it to a certain amount, rather than this active vent. We're going to want a pressure regulator, probably on the outside, maybe. We'll come to that next episode anyway, but I can demonstrate that we can we can remove the pressure from this room. But I just want to make sure that I've got all this crop first. I don't want to lose any of this crop. So let's wait for that to finish, and then let's try removing the O2 from the room and making sure everything works there. Now, I need something a bit better back here, but we're not going to do that this episode. What we will be doing there, I think, is having this output line come down and then into some kind of pressure regulation system. So it's going to go into this tank connector first, And then beyond that, there'll be a regulator that will allow us to fill, you know, this kind of gas tank storage up to a defined pressure. In particular, in this case, it's going to be something like, I don't know, is that the correct side? Yes, it is the correct side. It's going to be like, you know, 8K or 9K or something to make sure that we're not going to split the canisters by doing that. And just let me just make sure that canister is full of O2. Oh, I can't see it with it. So annoying that it won't let me see the contents of a gas canister. Yeah, I can look at tanks, no problem. It's a different cartridge for this e-reader. I can look at tanks, I can look at pipes, canisters. No. They're entirely different. Yeah, they're really not, guys. They're just a pipe with an end on it, with two ends on it. There we go. All right, so we can at least look at the pipe work anyway. Up here. Okay, so you have O2 in you anyway, 2 moles. You can only just see that at the bottom of the screen. And if we... Do I have enough propellant? Yeah, I guess I do. Let's just pop up here. And I'm going to need to go collect that wheat first. 1 second. If anyone does actually know the minimum temperature plants can grow at, without, you know, causing all kinds of issues, do let me know. I know the temperature needs to be like 20 to 25 degrees, which is fine. Well, I can go higher than that, but it's fine. However, I just want to make sure that I don't kill these plants in future. Now, there's 2 more. We'll wait. They won't take very long. I'll do that off camera. And then, in fact, well, we've got 10 here, so we don't need to wait that much. Let's just go and sort this out. There we go. We're going to fully depressurize. Okay, and we should be able to pop up on top. I think I'll put a ramp up here. I need to get access up here fairly often. So, we got the oxygen tank, well, the oxygen filter in there. 2 moles. This is the room atmosphere, essentially, because there's 2 passive pipes here, so it shouldn't really do much other than just remove the CO2. So, it's pulling in. That's fine. You can see there. And pushing back out, we have a passive vent with that much O2. And we're getting all the O2 on this side. Good. What isn't good, if I pop downstairs, or what may not be good, is the resulting pressure in here. Let's go and see whether that's killed our poor little initial crop of wheat or not. Cancel pressurization. Yeah, so you can just see the atmosphere is moving in here. Seems to be fine so far. We're still at 34 kPa, so that's interesting. And we are here. Well, we've still got a significant amount of O2. It's still processing it, so it's still pushing it at the back. No particular speed there, so yeah. Only a little bit of O2, and that's probably because of, you know, it's not really being balanced. Okay. Are we dropping? We are dropping in O2. It's taking a little while, but we are dropping, and so too will be our pressure. So we can, of course, always turn on the active vent to get more atmosphere from outside, but then it's colder. So we need some kind of balancing system for that, or some kind of way of feeding in CO2 at the same rate that O2 is going out. That's going to be more complex. There's nothing simple I can think of to do that, other than, you know, hiring someone just to push the switch every so often, but not deplete the temperature too much. It doesn't much matter at the moment because we're at 25 degrees. So if I want, you know, more stuff in here, that is perfectly fine. I can just swap this around, as the commenter said, and we can get more atmosphere. However, we have crops. Good. And more importantly, I guess, if we've got wheat there, we can then process this 10 wheat into flour. Outputs. Where's the inputs? There we go. There we go. Are you all done? It's processing. I think I've just killed... Have I killed... Have we got power? We've still got power. just the lights come from my backpack. Fine. We're going to open that, take the flour out. We got 10%. We're going to add that. This will produce cereal bar. Turn on the microwave. And ping. We got a cereal bar. Look at that. Food. Food. So you need 10, essentially, wheat for one cereal bar. But these grow in less than a day. And of course, your cereal bars should last longer than that. Or at least on my hunger settings. On yours, what you may want to do is, you know, just scale up accordingly. So I'm going to go and turn that off for now. I think, well, let's just double check what our O2 is like now. It's down to 19 moles. And our pressure's dropping. We're under 30k now. You see it's going to get to that orange segment. So yeah, I want to probably bring us up to, I don't know, maybe we should have a system that keeps us around 30 kPa and have it all independently. So heating starts to turn on if it gets too cold. That should never really happen. Cooling will turn on, and then we've got obviously our plants that are really maintaining the temperature. But I'm sure you will all have some comments about that. Please feel free to put them in the comments below. Plenty of good comments so far, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon about keeping all of this nicely controlled. People were really fearing that the heat would run out of control. I haven't seen that yet, so maybe you're not using pollutant as your heat exchange gas. We'll see. You know, we'll see how well that does. I will go, however, between the episodes, put in some more radiators, because that's now 266 degrees centigrade Celsius. And at a certain point, it doesn't matter whether you like things in Fahrenheit or Celsius. So yeah, yes, technically this is like a furnace line, but we can put lots and lots of radiators in. They're just a little bit costly, so I'll do those between the episodes. And let me just turn my torch back on. So feel free to like, subscribe, share if you've liked this episode. Hopefully you have. We've now got nice food growing, or able to grow food. And yeah, next episode we may be doing some more with getting everything to automatically rebalance itself. But for now, guys, thanks for watching as normal, and I'll see you next time.